The world will not sit idly by while more innocent civilians are killed. We are standing with the people of Libya, and we will not waver in our efforts to protect them.
So, as you heard his son Saif tell us, Muammar Gadhafi remains in Tripoli, presumably hunkered down. His Tripoli compound is reportedly filled with hundreds of supporters, including women and children. Could they make up a human shield, a possible last line of defense for the embattled leader? Until just weeks ago, Ali Suleiman Ojali was Gadhafi's voice in the United States, the Libyan ambassador to this country. But Ojali has turned against Gadhafi and is now a leading voice of the opposition. He joins me here at the Museum in Washington, and from New York, a man whose country led the call for airstrikes we're seeing right now, France's ambassador to the United Nations, Gérard Araud. Gentlemen, welcome both to this program.
Thank you.
Let me ask you first, former Ambassador Ojali, what is in the mind of Gadhafi right now? This is a man you know, you served. Under this threat, will he fold?
I think there is one thing in the mind of Gadhafi, that he will not step down at all. He will fight until the end.
So everything that his son is telling us, that he's saying us, is not just bravado?
Yeah.
He will fight?
He will fight. He will fight. He has no other choice. He has no shelter to go. And this is his attitude. He will never give up.
Yes.
So how will this end?
Well, the end now, I think there is a good chance after the airstrike, now after the revolutionaries being protected from the Gaddafi hitting, I think now they start marching to the east, and we have we have to break the siege against Tripoli. If Tripoli,
so you're hoping that the rebels will keep marching onto the capital and take on Gaddafi himself?
Yeah, we have to open the road, to Gaddafi's shelter, where he's staying.
Let me ask you, Ambassador Araud, this is pretty much an extraordinary situation. There is a military intervention, and France is the country that has led it and that has really brought the United States to this situation. You're listening to the ambassador here, Ojali. Why is it that France took that decision?
Well, I think it was first, I guess, a moral and human reaction. It was impossible to consider a victory of Gaddafi and Gaddafi taking Benghazi. He was himself saying what would happen. He was saying that they would search house by house. He was referring to rivers of blood. It was simply totally impossible to accept it. You have also to consider that for us, Libya, the Maghreb, it's a bit like you, Central America and Cuba. In human and geographic terms, it's very close to my country.
Well, then let me ask you, though, now then, are you on the side of the rebels? Is this making the rebels win? Is that the aim of this current military operation?
We do consider France as recognized the Committee of Benghazi as the representative of the Libyan people. We simply want the Libyan people able to express their will.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you, Mr. Ojali, you've heard Admiral Mullen clearly said the mission is to protect the citizens of Benghazi and Libya and to open up humanitarian ability for them, not to take out Gaddafi, not to support the opposition. What do you understand by this resolution?
Well, understand the mission is to protect the Libyan civilian, not only Benghazi. Protection of the Libyan civilian only achieved by one goal, that Gaddafi is not there. Not only by stop his airplane striking the people. The dangers is Gaddafi himself.
So you understand this military action is aimed to get rid of Gaddafi?
Of course. If this is not the message, then they would just hit some airplane, shut the airplane down, and then leave us with this madman who will killing his people without mercy. This is...
Well, let me ask you, Ambassador Araud, is that the aim? Is that what the United States, France, and Britain have signed up to get rid of Colonel Gaddafi?
We want the Libyan people to be able to express their will, I've said, and we consider that it means that Gaddafi has to go.
Are you concerned that there will be retaliation? You've taken on this military intervention. He has threatened retaliation against France, Britain, the United States, or at least their interests. Are you worried?
When you enter a military intervention, it's never risk-free. So we have to be careful and to consider all the dangers. But also we know that Gaddafi is prone to empty rhetoric.
All right, let me ask you one final question, Ambassador Ojali. This is designed to divide and conquer, to get Gaddafi's people away from him. You defected. Do you think that others around him will defect?
Believe me, the people who are around him, especially the ministers, if they have a chance to defect, they will do it now. But he kept them, he's keeping them in the Bab al-Aziziyya. They have
in
no
his
place
compound.
to go, in his compound. Then he's using them as a human shelter also. But if they have a chance, they will defect. For example, I give you an example if you have some time. Then I have a friend of mine who was appointed as ambassador to Geneva. He's a young man, first time he's been appointed the head of mission. And when he left Tripoli with his credential, he just resigned.
All right, well, we'll see what happens, whether the people around Gaddafi turn against him. Ambassador Aro in New York, thank you for joining us. Ambassador Ojali, thank you for joining us.